Welcome to another episode of Nac Edition. I'm your host, Jonae Malbrough. We have an exciting episode ahead with some news and events, an interview with SFA Forest and Wildlife Management Jake Hill, and a cooking adventure you won't want to miss. Nac Edition starts now. SFA plans to rename College of Fine Arts to honor former Nacogdoches resident. College of Fine Arts will be renamed the Mickey Elliott College of Fine Arts to recognize the Elliott's family longtime support of the university and the late Mickey Elliott's love for arts and the Nacogdoches community. The new name, the Mickey Elliott College of Fine Arts, was approved Monday by the SFA Board of Regents and recognizes the longtime support the Elliott family gave and a recent gift of $8 million pledged to support scholarships for fine arts students. Other endowments that have been funded by the Elliott family include the Mickey Elliott Symphony Orchestra Scholarship, Mickey Elliott Computer Science Scholarship, Mickey Elliott Engineering Professorship, the Gary Wertz Jazz Scholarship, and the Gene Moore Professorship. More than $79 million have already been raised in conjunction with this capital campaign, including 12 donations of $1 million or more. More than 8,600 first-time donors have participated in the effort. Dr. Yi-Kwai Hung, Professor of Geospatial Sciences at Stephen F. Austin State University, was awarded the 2021 Carl Arwin Schenck Award from the Society of American Foresters during the virtual SAF National Convention held the first week of November. The National Award recognizes individuals who display a notable and sustained record of excellence in forestry education through outstanding service to the field and development of dynamic personal teaching methods. Hung is one of 4 SFA forestry professors who have earned the prestigious award. Dr. David Cool-Ivy, Distinguished Professor of Forest Entomology, received the award in 2010. Dr. Brian Oswell, Distinguished Professor of Fire Ecology, also received the award in 2002. And Dr. Daniel Unger received the award in 2019. SFA is very excited and proud for Dr. Hung and his accomplishments, held in such a high regard on a national level. We look forward to seeing more success for our professors here on SFA's campus. We wanted to get into the holiday spirit, so we sent Oscar out to the Holiday in the Pines shopping event.
Nacogdoches is preparing for the holiday season in a big, thrilling way with their annual Holiday in the Pines event. We were able to sit down with Sylvia Butler and get more information on the event.
I am over a committee, and I organize that committee, and they are in charge of different roles. And so I just oversee them, make sure that they're staying on task, help them out with whatever I need to do. I contact our vendors that we've had in the past, process their applications, and send out contracts. So it's pretty much hands-on the entire time. So a lot of local food vendors help us out. We have Clear Springs is our biggest sponsor, and they've been our sponsor now for I don't know how many years. I don't even know. Forever. Yeah. And so they come out and they do our hors d'oeuvres for Thursday night, and they feed our vendors as well Thursday night. But we also have, this year we have Big Fellas and JC's came together to feed our vendors, Pizza Hut, Cane's. We have boutiques coming from as far away, I want to say it's like the Dallas area, Houston area that are coming in, and we have a lot of local ones as well. Scarves, blankets, we have a lot of handcrafted items that are going to be there. So you have children's clothes, men's clothes, women's clothing, all kinds of things. Every cent that we make goes back into the community, everything. And we put that into scholarships for our seniors. We help out other organizations through grant forms, and we do service hours. So everything that we make at Holiday in the Pines goes right back to Nacogdoches County. So I think it's super important. So we have 3 tickets. We have One Hip Night, which is $35. That ticket gets you in, of course, for the preview night, which is Thursday, as well as Friday and Saturday. And it includes 3 beverages and the hors d'oeuvres, so a little goodie bag. And there's only 350 of those tickets that are being sold, and we're really close to being sold out, if not already. And then there's a 2-day pass, which is $15, and that gets you in for Friday and Saturday. And then a 1-day pass, which is $10, and you can get it on either day, Friday or Saturday.
For SFA TV, I'm Oscar Jimenez.
College is a major transition period in your life. Balancing academics, extracurriculars, work, and social life can leave you feeling overloaded and disorganized. Well, we have good news for those who are struggling. The Campus Recreation Department has launched a new wellness coaching program. The program was launched mid-October, and the students can now sign up for an in-person or online wellness session. The Wellness Coaching Initiative at the Campus Rec Center is to focus on overall students' well-being and to take an upstream approach and help students identify the problems or issues they have before they become major problems. These coaches will help you work towards setting goals that are meaningful to you, create sustainable behavior change, and to identify the resources you have to help you and put you in places you want to be. These sessions are non-judgmental and have the potential to improve your overall well-being and academic achievement. If this interests you, go to sfasu.edu Campus Rec to find the Wellness Coaching section and fill out an intake form provided so you can schedule an appointment. Otherwise, contact Campus Rec at the number 936-468-3507 for additional info. Now let's go to Blake, who went to learn how the Fair Trade International Market creates opportunities for artisans across the world.
I'm here at the Westminster Hall, located at the Westminster Presbyterian Church here in Nacogdoches, to learn more about the upcoming Fair Trade International Market that will be held here next Friday.
Fair trade is about giving women mostly, there's probably some men involved, an opportunity to make a decent wage for what they do. Like there are people that literally weave these baskets and make these throws and make beautiful jewelry and all kinds of cute little ornaments and accessories, and they are able to make a fair trade through the 10,000 Villages organization, and they get paid for their goods when they are brought from their country to here. They don't have to wait for their money for it to be sold here. And it just makes my heart happy that they're able to feed their children and to get more supplies to make more things, and have a decent living, make a wage and be able to take care of their family. That's pretty exciting.
Also offered at the Fair Trade Market are various teas, coffees, and oils that go to support the makers of the goods. Among the variety of items offered at the Fair Trade Market, there are many items for this Christmas season, including scarves to help brace the cold weather, ornaments to decorate your tree with, and many nativity scene items. And to Terry, there is a selection of items that never ceases to draw a crowd.
Soaps. We get a lot of soaps, and people love the soap. Some of it's scented, different scents, and it's hard soap. It doesn't melt in your soap dish. You know what I mean? It lasts a long time, and people like that. They will come for the soaps.
So, if this selection of items interests you and you wish to support a good cause, you're not going to want to miss the Fair Trade International Market coming up this weekend.
This Friday is the 19th, and it will be from 9 a.m., and we do not open the door until 9 a.m. because, we'll get a line out here of people that want to come and get the first, get first choice. And it goes till 6 p.m., and we'll be here that whole time. There's no closing for lunch or breaks or anything. And then on Saturday the 20th, we'll be from 9 to noon. So please come and shop with us.
For SFA TV, I'm Blake Hazard.
This is SFA's first season in the WAC conference, and they are making a statement. The Lumberjacks have stepped it up a notch after their 6-4 2020 season. This year, SFA football team is back in the FCS Coaches Top 25 poll for the second time this season after beating Central Arkansas 24-17 over the weekend. The win increased SFA's win streak to 4 games, which makes their overall record 7-3. The Lumberjacks are not ranked in the FCS Stats Top 25 poll, but they are receiving numerous of votes to be considered. This Saturday, SFA's football team will play against Lamar Cardinals in Beaumont, Texas for a chance to punch their ticket into playoffs. If the Lumberjacks win, this will be their first postseason appearance in playoffs since 2009 and their second appearance since 1995. The last time the Lumberjacks played the Cardinals in 2019, the Lumberjacks came out victorious with a 24-17 win. You can catch this game live on ESPN Plus at 4 p.m. on Saturday. Stick with us. When we come back, I will be speaking with SFA Forest Wildlife Management Senior Jake Hill about his 3-month internship in Africa. Welcome back to Nac Edition. I'm Janae Malbro. Joining me in the studio today is SFA Forest Wildlife Senior Jake Hill. How are you today, Jake?
I'm good, Janae. Thanks for having me.
No problem. So I just want to start off by saying, what made you want to study abroad in Africa?
Well, I've always wanted to go to Africa, and it's been a long time dream of mine for since I was a little kid. And I grew up in the outdoors, love hunting and fishing, and love wildlife in general. And so I needed an internship in the summer because that's kind of what our degree program is based around. And so anyway, I started looking for internships in Africa and finally found this reserve, and I spoke with them, and things all worked out, and got to spend 3 months in paradise. So
man,
awesome.
that seems fun. So you were working with the Kloof Reserve, that's right. What
right.
was your position?
So my technical title was assistant to the reserve manager. And basically, I was his right-hand man on all of his projects, and I did anything he needed me to do, whether that was managing parts of the staff on different projects, assisting him with his own personal activities. So pretty much just doing whatever he needed me to do. And that we got in some wild adventures over there. So
Speaking of wild adventures, I heard you had a pretty wild adventure when you got off the plane before you even got a chance to unpack. Can you tell me about that?
That's right. That's right. They really didn't give me much time to kind of rest up or unpack. As soon as I stepped off the plane, the reserve manager said, "Jake, I know you're tired, but we got to get to work." So we went straight into the field, and we had 2 Cape buffalo who had been fighting, and one of them got gored up pretty bad. And so anyway, we had to get the vet out there and get a whole bunch of crew members out there to give the medical assistance and get them all healed up. So it was an awesome first day, and we jumped in all the way. So
what would you say, where was your headspace at when he told you, hey, we have to go dart some buffalo?
I mean, I was my only reaction was just, let's do it. It wasn't I didn't hesitate.
So I'm aware of something called the red list. Reading the article, it was saying that there's a red list about endangered species. Can you go more in detail about that?
Absolutely. The red list is put together by the International Union for the Conservation of Nature. It's an international organization that basically lists all the species in the world, whether they're listed or not, and determines which ones are endangered or threatened. And those go on what they call a red list. And we had several species at the reserve that were on that red list, specifically black and white rhinos. So I got to spend a large part of my summer working with red list species.
Okay, so are they numbered by which ones are the most endangered, or how?
Right, so there's different rankings throughout the system. So there's like least concern, then there's minor concern, then there's like partially threatened, and then you get down all the way to endangered, and then even extinct. And so there's different rankings, and so the white rhino is not nearly as endangered as the black rhino is, but they still both fall into that red list.
Okay, so I'm guessing hunting is a no out there since there's so many endangered species.
Well, actually, hunting plays a big part, just not for those red list species. Honestly, if it weren't for hunting, they would not be able to provide the necessary funds to manage those endangered species. So there's lots of other animals, antelope species, and other plains game that are abundant. And so the funds from hunting those animals actually pay for protection of the endangered species like the rhino and the cheetahs. So hunting actually plays a big part in the conservation model over there, but just not hunting the red list species.
Okay, so hunting would help the overpopulated animals as well, right?
That's right. Hunting the overpopulated animals reduces their numbers and brings them back within the carrying capacity of the range, and basically prevents malnourishment or even a die-off of all the other animals.
Okay, so understanding, going back to the red list, how do you guys prevent an animal from going extinct?
So there's lots of different things that factor into an animal extinction and how to prevent it, but specifically with the rhino species that we're dealing with over there, the problem is really poaching, and it's due to the huge trade in rhino horn. An ounce of rhino horn is actually worth more than an ounce of gold is right now on the world market.
Oh,
so
wow.
it's an incredibly valuable resource, and so poaching is rampant across Africa, not just in South Africa, and that has been the main demise of the rhinos. And so the current model for protecting rhinos is to just pour a lot of money and resources into anti-poaching units, which we had a anti-poaching unit there to prevent them from being poached. And so again, there's lots of different avenues to protect the species, but that's just the one we had there, had a full-out unit protecting these rhinos.
Okay,
So,
it seems like you guys worked a lot with the rhinos. What would you say is your favorite species that you worked with while out in Africa?
my personal favorite was working with the elephants.
Oh.
A lot of these African animals, you truly don't have a real appreciation for them until you're there with them and next to them. And you always see elephants in zoos or in books, and it really doesn't hit you the same unless you're there with them, working with them. And I got the opportunity to actually dart 2 elephants that were giving us some issues, and so working with them and literally being so close that they're breathing on you, it's truly a remarkable experience. So that was
Well,
one.
I thank you so much for joining us today in the studio. Don't go anywhere, because when we come back, we'll be showing you how to bake a tasty pumpkin pie. That was great. If you're just tuning in, you're in luck, because Jaden and Logan will be walking us through baking one of the most famous Thanksgiving desserts, pumpkin pie.
Hey y'all, so with Thanksgiving right around the corner, we thought we'd get into the holiday spirit and cook a Thanksgiving dessert today. So I'm joined here with Logan, and today we'll be making a pumpkin pie for you guys.
Yeah, to make this pumpkin pie, you're gonna need these ingredients as shown right here. First up, you're gonna need 2 eggs, and then Libby's pumpkin puree, and then sugar, salt, ginger, and ground cinnamon, evaporated milk, cloves, 9-inch pie crust, and to top it all off, some whipped cream.
I've already got it.
Ooh, I got shell in there. I ain't gonna lie to you.
I did it. I did it.
Actually, I might be good.
I think you're
Maybe,
good.
maybe.
No, eggs are shell free. I'm going to whisk the eggs.
And while she does that, I'm gonna go ahead and open up the pumpkin puree. So, Jaden, what's your favorite food during Thanksgiving? Like your favorite thing to have?
My favorite thing to have, my mom and just my grandmother's like old recipe for dressing. And so I know that's like a typical like dish, everyone has it,
Yeah,
but
but dressing's really good.
I think my mom's is the best. So
That's fair.
yeah, that's my favorite. What's yours?
Probably stuffing. You ever had stuffing before? Ooh, it's so good.
That's the same thing, right?
Is it? Dressing and stuffing?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
My bad. Or deviled eggs. I also love me some good deviled eggs.
He's gotten the pumpkin puree open. We are going to get 1.5 cups of the pumpkin puree and mix it in with the eggs.
I got the cup, she got the half cup.
No. Yeah.
I'm just gonna go ahead and scoop it.
Oh!
Alright, if I can get it all.
Oh!
There we go, so all 1 cup. Plop that boy in there. Yum.
Perfect.
So after you put the pumpkin puree inside the mixing bowl, we're gonna go ahead and put 3/4 of sugar in there. And 3. There you go.
So now that we've put the sugar in there, now we need a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. But before I put it in there, Logan, are you more of a turkey or ham person?
During Thanksgiving, turkey, any other part of the year, I'm definitely a ham guy. But during Thanksgiving, I have to eat turkey because it's like, it's turkey. Gotta eat turkey,
I agree. My family does both, but I'm definitely more of a turkey person.
That's fair, that's fair. And there you go. So after you add the sugar, just go ahead and add 1/2 teaspoon of ginger.
After you add the ginger, you're gonna add a teaspoon of cinnamon.
So after all that, you're gonna go ahead and get yourself a 12-ounce can of evaporated milk. So while I open this up, Jaden, what does your ideal Thanksgiving plate look like?
Ooh. So my ideal plate, I would have dressing for sure. What
Dressing.
you call it stuffing.
Stuffing, same thing.
Turkey. I'd have 2 rolls. I would definitely stay away from the cranberry sauce because who eats that? Who eats that?
Agreed.
And
Cranberry sauce.
then I would have, I don't know if y'all do this, but my mom makes a really good corn casserole that's really good. So I have corn casserole.
Ooh, that sounds like a pretty good plate to me. And there you go.
So next the recipe calls for 1/4 of a cup of ground cloves. But since Logan here went to the store and bought whole cloves, we had to ground up our own cloves. But it's okay, we got it figured out.
Worked out. Look at these beautiful ground cloves. Everything inside of the mixing bowl, you go ahead and mix it. And unfortunately, we don't have a whisk, so we're just gonna use a spoon.
Rookies. You can tell we're rookies. But
Indeed.
what is your favorite part about Thanksgiving?
My favorite part about Thanksgiving.
You have to go faster than this, sir.
All right, hey,
Yeah.
whoa. All right,
it
you're
already?
right. My favorite part about Thanksgiving is probably just be able to see like my family. I see them like twice a year, so it's nice to see them, every so often. I mix it as fast as I can.
No. To see your family, yes, okay.
Yes. So, Jaden, what is your favorite part about Thanksgiving? Let's get
My favorite part about Thanksgiving is,
Oh.
like you said,
Come on. Seems like Alvin's ready for our pie. Let's do it.
I don't like the way that sounds.
Oh yeah, no, that sounds good. Now that it's been an hour, our pie should be ready to go. Ooh, look at that pie. What? Ooh.
The crust looks a little janky.
Ah, that's okay. It does look a little janky, but that's okay. Alrighty.
Okay, now that it's out, we're gonna top it off with Ready Lip.
What are you gonna write? You gonna write something?
No.
You not gonna write anything?
Nope.
Well, thanks for joining us today. I hope you enjoyed our pie baking. You have anything to say, Logan?
Nope. I got nothing to say. Just.
Oh man, a pie to the face. One of Stephen F. Austin's most festive annual events is just around the corner. That's right, the Holiday in the Plaza is happening November 30th. PPD along with SFA Grounds started setting up lights on trees, bushes, and rails to give campus that festive look. The lighting of the tree will be the kickoff of the event and won't turn on until the 30th to commemorate the Holiday in the Plaza event. The event will host performances by Reggae Elementary School Choir, SFA Warring Buzzsaws Pep Band, Madrigal Singers, and RHA Chorus. The event starts at 5:30 in front of the Austin building. Everyone is welcome to come and join us for some hot chocolate, Christmas cookie decorating, and pictures with Santa Claus. Thank you so much for joining us for this week's episode of Nac Edition. I'm your host, Jonae Malbrough, and we'll see you next time.